Year-old man accused of murdering Evelyn De Kock in Eersterust, Pretoria, appeared in court. Clayton Andrews is facing murder charges and has applied for legal aid. He allegedly stabbed De Kock to death over the weekend. Andrews will be back in court on the 24th of June. SABC News reporter Patricia Visagie has more on the story.
The 50-year-old murder accused Clayton Andrews appeared briefly here at the Pretoria Magistrate Court. He stands accused of murdering 42-year-old Evelyn De Kock. He allegedly stabbed her to death over the weekend. And of course, he will be in court again later this month. But just to speak about the issue of bail, when he returns, he is expected to apply for a bail. And already we've heard community members, activists and civil rights group who are saying that he should be denied a bail. One such group is the Not In My Name pressure group, and I'm joined here by Themba Masango, who is of course monitoring this case very closely. He was also in court, and that is exactly what he's pushing for. He is saying Andrews should not be given bail in his next appearance. Mr. Masango, in short, we saw him appearing very briefly, but as you said, that it is important for the family to be given justice, and justice starts by denying these men accused of committing gender-based violence, denying them bail. Just take us through that.
100%, Patricia. And as we saw today, this Mr. Clayton, the accused, was looking to say that he's innocent of the crime and then he's looking for bail. That is our actual problem with the South African system. These people get arrested and they get taken into custody, but then they get granted bail. We cannot afford to have victims suffer the pain of having these perpetrators outside receiving bail all the time. Moreover, if the accused is feeling that they do deserve the bail, then it should not be under circumstances such as these. Every single gender-based violence case in the country, which is clear-cut almost like this one, needs to be made sure that bail is not granted. Similarly, with other cases that are happening around the country. We heard earlier today that the alleged murderer of Tsogovatsopule has been found. We are calling for also the same situation there, that bail should not be granted. It starts there so that we can actually make sure that these cases are properly investigated, and then should they be found guilty, the harshest of trials of sentences should be given over to these people. We cannot afford to have perpetrators walking amongst us.
Now, others would perhaps disagree with you, saying that the accused also has constitutional rights and the law should be ventilated fairly. How do you then respond to those arguments in a matter such as this?
It is a valid point. However, right now, South Africa seems that we have waged war on women. Gender-based violence is endemic, and it is a real cancer in our society. And we are in a war situation. So we need to make sure that we dot every single I, cross every single T that is out there, and make sure that perpetrators yes, fairly granted the trial, but we cannot afford to have a mistake with perpetrators coming out, and we need to press on the harshest of sentences. We'll be back on the 24th of June to make sure that this case goes ahead properly. We'll be back in our numbers, and we are calling on all of progressive society to come through to make sure that we get justice for Evelyn's family, and then such heinous acts should never be seen in our society ever again.
Just a last question to people who perhaps say that these people should be getting a bail and so forth. Can you maybe just in short maybe give an explanation why you say there should be no bail? What happens when, for instance, an accused such as this, based on the fact that he is directly linked to the scourge of gender-based violence in the country, what are the risks associated with granting him bail?
There are immediate and definite risks. Number one, the accused is known to the family. Two, there is a risk of going back to the family and intimidating people who may be witnesses. 3, there may be flight risks, as the court said with regards to this specific case. And 4, the safety of the same individual that is actually on trial, because these issues are very emotive issues, and the issues that are close to communities and the heart, and people are angry right now. And should he be allowed to come out and receive the bail, nobody is going to guarantee his safety on the outside, and we won't be able to get a free and fair trial, and it's going to look like the justice was served in the wrong manner. So the best way is to remain behind custody and make sure that the case is properly investigated and justice is served. And should he be found guilty for this type of crime, my question is, you take a woman's life and a child's life in such a horrendous manner, should your guarantee to life also be granted?
Right, thank you so much. There, Temba Masango, he's from the pressure group, and not in my name, making their position very clearly that when we return at this courtroom later this month, to be exact, that will be on the 24th of June. When they come back and when we come back, they will be calling for no bail, saying that Clayton Andrews should remain behind bars, should remain in custody for the duration of his court case. You've heard Masango there make it very clear that these cases compromise the interest of justice and really the interest of the families of the victims when the accused are actually given bail. So we expect of course the numbers to increase on that particular day. We expect the family to be here. We expect political parties to also gear up here and rally behind the family and stand in solidarity, calling for justice. And of course the message from all parties, even the family that we spoke to in Eersterust yesterday, they've made it clear that they want justice and they don't want him to get a bail when he returns on the 24th of June. On that note, it's back to you in studio.